Hello, everybody. It's Ed Rosenberg again. And this morning I am speaking to Michael Gabe out of Tel Aviv from Feedvisor. Michael, how are you?
I'm great. Good morning, Ed. How are you?
I'm great, and it's good to see you. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having
I know
me.
Feedvisor makes a lot of noise. So, every time it comes to reprices, yeah, and actually, my brother just signed up and he was very happy. I'll have to add that. But every time it comes to reprices, you can get them, I'm sure, for free, and you can get them for, there's like a big disparity. So it's always like a little bit of a controversial topic. So tell us a little bit about Feedvisor, please.
Right. So Feedvisor is a platform that enables Amazon sellers to make smarter decisions about their business. Our flagship product, obviously, is the Algorithmic repricer, which makes the smartest pricing decisions that are based on many factors. In addition, we have a revenue and business intelligence platform, which enables Amazon sellers to better understand their business. For example, how to replenish smarter, right? And our custom reporting features enable sellers to really deep dive into their business challenges, which I'm sure we'll discuss in the course of our discussion today.
So what's your role at Feedvisor? Exactly what do you do?
So I'm a strategic account manager. I've been with Feedvisor for almost a year now. I work with some of our most strategic customers, multi-million-dollar Amazon sellers. In my role, we work very closely with our sellers. So we perform business reviews. We work with sellers on their sales strategies. We help define business goals, targets, work on replenishment decisions, and a lot more. In fact, we often go on site and visit our customers face to face. So we're very much involved in our customers' businesses, and we take our responsibilities very personally and very seriously.
Okay, I know recently there's been in the news that Amazon is setting up shop in Israel. Can you tell us anything about that outside of just what we saw in the news?
So I don't have information. I know Amazon leased offices in the Sarona building in Tel Aviv for Amazon Web Services, part of the business. I know that they're scouting places in Israel for fulfillment centers, but more than that, I think you probably know the same as me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it could shake up because when he goes there, like, which I go quite often, they don't really have in Israel like that same. Like I buy everything online,
right? As most people do.
You don't really, right? But you don't have that in Israel. You don't have that at all with Israel, like,
right?
Where people actually shop and they go to the store. You don't have like if you're living in the city, everything is bought by like they have all these services which get you everything. So it could change the dynamics of Israel.
I think so. I think the biggest thing it's going to do, it's going to open up the level of competition, right? Things in Israel, generally, if you're a consumer, you generally pay premium for products. A lot more people are trying to go online, maybe buying from the UK. There are some sites that ship to Israel product, but it's definitely been a challenge living in Israel, getting used to buying things. Obviously when you come from the States, everything is at your fingertips and you get, stuff delivered within 2 days. It's great. So living in Israel, that's been one of the challenges. I've been here for almost 10 years and definitely been a challenge. So when I come to the States, obviously I'm buying most of my products, but I mean, it's a welcome sight to see Amazon, making a move to come to Israel. I think everybody's very excited about what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think, there'll be a little people who would lose, but I think overall it's a big win.
Yes.
Getting back to Feedvisor, some sellers are hesitant to use reprices because it gets somebody else involved in price, and which can bring the price down. You want to address that issue?
So yeah, I think what makes Feedvisor's technology different, we've invested a tremendous amount of resources and have learned probably more about Amazon's buy box algorithm. So Feedvisor has dedicated teams really of data scientists that work tirelessly on the algorithms. So by understanding Amazon's algorithm, we've developed a repricer that takes many points into consideration when making pricing decisions. For example, the competitive landscape, right? So we don't make pricing decisions always based on the lowest price, obviously, which many of the repricers on the market do, which are rules-based repricers. We understand who your true competitors are and accordingly make smarter pricing decisions.
Mm-hmm. So it's constantly being updated, the algorithm in the back end.
It's always being updated. So the team here are always looking to see what changes are happening in the market, and we're always trying to improve the technology to always make the smartest decisions with the dynamic marketplace out there.
Right, and this happens all out of this office, Tel Aviv, Israel.
So our R&D headquarters are based here in Israel. We just recently opened up the business headquarters in New York. So we have a brand new office in the city. I think it's in the Soho area. And over there is our business headquarters. The CEO of Feedvisor, Victor, moved also to New York. And most of the success teams, sales teams, are all based in New York now, and marketing as well. So the business headquarters is now based in New York. So we have a local presence over there. We have a lot of customer base in the city, around the five boroughs. So it's a good place to be. But primarily, the research and development is still being done here out of Tel Aviv.
That's great. Let me ask you this, and you may not be able to answer it. What percentage of Feedvisor's client base is, let's say, New York, New Jersey? Ballpark. Just curious.
You're right. I probably can't answer it in the sense I'm giving you a right answer. I would say we have quite a large customer base in that area, of course. But to give you an answer, I mean, I would just be guessing. I don't know what the percentage is, but I mean, we do have a large audience in that area. I mean, I'm sure you a lot of your followers are probably, some of them are Feedvisor customers as well. So you probably have a lot of exposure to that too.
Yeah, I'm like amazed, like the percentage, and people who used to be in Amazon and even still in Amazon are just amazed at the percentage of sellers in certain pockets of, Monroe, Lakewood, Flatbush, Williamsburg. The percentage of Amazon is just mind-boggling, in my opinion, especially the top 500 sellers. Would you agree?
I think so. I think it's it's a community thing as well, right? So when you have friends that are in the business and they're successful in the business, so you want to share in that success as well, and they're able to give you a lot of information when you're starting out in the business. So I think in our community, we're all trying to help one another as well. There's enough parnasa to go around for everyone. So I think it's about working with each other. And again, I think the community helps one another develop the business and the contacts and the relationships. So it just kind of spreads from there. Once you leave the community, it's a little bit different. I think it's more spread out after you leave the New York area. I mean, we have customers all over the U.S., but the highest concentration, I think, is located in the tri-state area.
Yeah, it's amazing you touched on something, because like ever since I started this blog and these videos, like I've seen there's like two types of people. Like some people are like always worried that someone's going to steal their competition, and they're so protective of everything. They think everyone is out to get them, right, and everyone's a fraud. Then you have other people who are happy with everyone and are always giving information and are always helping. And if you look at the people who are more successful, you'd think the ones that are holding back should be more successful, but it's exactly the opposite. The people who are open and are willing to help and are willing to share and don't think that everyone's out to get them, I found to be way more successful, than the other way around.
I feel the same way. I think the market share, Amazon's market share is tremendous. It's huge, right? And so there's always going to be another seller, right? There's always going to be another seller, another seller, another seller. How successful they'll be depends on, how much they understand the business, how much they understand their business, Amazon's business. But I think the ones who share information are the ones who get information as well. And the more information you have,
Right.
ultimately will make you more successful as a business owner in any business, not just Amazon. So I think that's why you're seeing that case. So I agree with you. The ones who share information are generally the ones who are more successful.
Right. Okay. Now I know Feedvisor talks about increasing profit margin. Now, of course, if it's a repricer, you're basically going lower in price. So how does, well, you can sell more, but how does Feedvisor increase your profit margin per item?
Right. So that's a good question. So first, our algorithm understands what percentage of buy box share Amazon is providing you at any given moment. Okay. So if you're sharing the buy box with, say, two other sellers, okay, so your effective share of the buy box is, let's say, 33%. So you're sharing it with three people, your effective share is 33%. Now, again, we understand at the current state and all things being equal, in terms of metrics, that your share is 33%. So what the system tries to do basically is constantly raise your price while we're still maintaining your share of the 33%. Now, since there are other factors Amazon considers in determining buy box shares, such as seller metrics, price, fulfillment time, shipping, right? We understand who your effective competitors are and who are not competitors. So we're making decisions, pricing decisions, in order to maximize your margins and profits. So at the end of the day, it's all about the bottom line, right? Feedvisor, we see time and time again, will earn you more profit and obviously more cash in your bank account at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. So again, we understand who your competitors are and who aren't. A lot of rule-based repricers are going to price at the lowest price point, make me lower than the cheapest price out there, thinking that that's the main reason why someone's winning the buy box. And we can see many, many times over that that's not the case, and people are just really killing their margins because they're going after the lowest price. We know exactly what price point you need to be at in order to maintain your share of the buy box.
No, that's pretty cool. Okay, Feedvisor offers something called Revenue Intelligence Solutions. Does that mean reports? Like, what exactly is that?
So yeah, so part of our revenue intelligence platform gives Amazon sellers access to reports that help seller sales performance. So for example, we have a non-competitive report which is updated daily, and this report is generated to give the sellers transparency on where they are no longer competitive on a specific listing. So for example, the price of the buy box is below their min or floor price. Okay, how do they know that? How can they keep track of all of the listings that go below their floor? So we provide you with the insights on what you should do in order to make you more competitive. That's one report. We also provide our customers with a replenishment report, which basically uses an advanced formula in order to help sellers better their replenish inventory. So there's a fine line, right, between understock and overstock, right? So it's important to find the sweet spot when it comes to replenishment. If you understock on inventory, well, that's going to cost you sales. And if you overstock, that's going to cost you storage fees and decreased margins. That's going to ultimately impact your net profit. So we give you reports on really how to identify which objects you should replenish and how many. But in addition to that, if you're a seller of, let's say, MAP products, we can provide you with MAP violators reports where you can see who's breaking MAP and at which points they're doing it. We also have fulfillment strategy reports, which really help sellers understand which fulfillment strategy would be most profitable. So again, we have reports that help combat long-term storage fees. And actually now we're also helping our customers with smart product scouting as well. And we have also a new smart analytics platform that enables the sellers to really slice and dice their data and visualize it in a way they haven't been able to do before. But I'll tell you, the biggest part is that each account is assigned a success manager, and their role is to work with each account on their specific business goals and needs and to maximize their sales and business potential. And I think that's the key differentiator between Feedvisor and any other company. It's about the consultative work that we do with our customers, the sellers, that make them even better than before.
Right, and I have a feeling a lot of people are going to request you after this interview.
Looking forward.
Yeah. So those. I know Victor. I think it was in New York, or I think it was 2 events ago. Victor speaks a lot about the repricing for private label. What percentage is private label? Is it like 1%, 20% of Feedvisor customers?
So I don't have the metrics, but I can tell you that the majority of the customers are selling competitive products. I think what we're seeing is more and more customers wanting to, or sellers wanting to, kind of put their feet into private label as well. It sounds like a great idea, obviously, where you're on a listing and there's nobody else there. I happen to have a customer who's 100% private label, very, very successful. He actually, at our event that we had back in May, actually did a success story. So, we support all types of sellers, right? But everybody is going to know their strengths and weaknesses, and it's important to play to those strengths and weaknesses. But I think private label is starting to creep up more and more because of the fact that there's just a lot of opportunity there. So a percentage, I don't know, but it's growing. It's growing.
Right. Right, because private label, everyone's looking for some kind of advantage, to win the buybacks, which is essentially what you would do. Because you won't get, because there are, I know it sounds silly winning the buybacks if you're the only seller, but it's not, because it happens all the time where you price it, even if you have to know where to price it, and you price it too high, you can lose.
So I think with private label, there are different challenges when it comes to private label. It's, so okay, you might own the buy box on your listing, but if nobody knows who you are, so they're not going to come to you if you don't have exposure, right? They're not going to come to you. I think also you might not have direct competition, but you also have indirect competition. So if you're selling, a phone, for example, there are a lot of sellers out there selling a phone, or if you're selling a mouse, there are a lot of sellers selling, mice out there. So you might have a unique name, and if people know your name, that's where you're going to have an advantage. But the products that you're selling ideally are also being sold by other sellers trying to do private label stuff. So it's really about getting a product that has a good price point, that's high quality, having the right marketing campaign in place, and having a good strategy, especially in the beginning. Because with private label, it's very, very hard to get the initial exposure. Some strategies, obviously, we see with customers, they actually lose money in the beginning, and that's okay. They're trying to build up their brand. They're trying to build up their reviews, and so that's part of, the cost of doing business. So it depends. You have to have a little bit thick skin when you're a private label seller. You got to be a little bit patient. But if you're good and you're smart and you're patient,
you could.
Yeah, I think you can.
You could do it, right.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. So what was the deal you offered to our group you were telling me about?
Right. So we're offering your group members a free sales and traffic report analysis with one of our product specialists, and also 10% off an annual subscription to Feedvisor. So for more information, they can either contact yourself, or you can contact Gabby Young at Feedvisor. So that's Gabby Y at Feedvisor, GABYY at feedvisor.com.
Yeah, and I'll have the links and everything underneath, so they don't have to write it down. Okay, so anything else you'd like to add in closing?
I'm looking forward to working with all of your network. I think we're excited about this year coming up. We're going to be having a new platform, which is going to be smart analytics. So we're looking forward to the new products that we're developing. I'm not ready to talk about it at this stage, but we have a lot of things in the pipeline. It's going to really help our customers be very, very successful. So I'm very excited about what's coming up. Stay tuned.
Okay. Okay, stay tuned. We'll stay tuned as always. Michael, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Okay. Likewise. Have a good day. Be
okay,
well.
Bye-bye.